Hey everyone, welcome to another Harry Potter Wizards Unite video, and now that I'm back in Vancouver, had a few days to rest, to think over things, to kind of organize my thoughts on the whole event, I thought I'd do a review on the whole Fan Fest. So anyways, we're gonna split this thing into two parts. First, we're gonna, I guess I'm gonna kind of objectively talk about, what transpired there, how the content was, all the missions, the spawns, all that, how it went for them, if it was, successful or not, and all that. And then the next part, I'll just talk about some of my personal feelings about how the Fan Fest went and all that. So anyways, let's start with, I don't know, let's first just talk about the Fan Fest generally. I thought, overall, the Fan Fest was a success. I thought it was pretty great. For the most part, for the people who attended, we got a lot of stuff, right? We got a lot of stuff. Basically, it just did what all the players ever asked for, like really low fleeing rates, high return rates, great dark detector spawns, playing with a lot of other people, getting all this exclusive stuff, the green books, right? So I think for those who went, I don't think anyone should be disappointed too much. We got a lot of stuff. Like, yo, if you check my registry, I probably prestige 6 to 7 pages, and these aren't like any like trash pages, because I already maxed out all my trash pages already, the really low level ones like Borgin and Burks. Like these I've already like completed long ago, but I prestige some really hard to prestige pages, like Nocturne Alley with the Swooping Evil, one of the rarest spawns in the game. Some other stuff, Magic Zoology with the Picket. I'm really close to that one as well. I literally just need one more Picket over here. So I prestige some really rare pages. So overall, in that aspect, I don't think anyone could really say it was bad by any means. So I'd say overall the event was great. So let's get into the details one by one. So let's first talk about the location. So it was in Indianapolis, in Indiana, and personally for me, it was kind of a long flight from Vancouver. There were folks coming in from even further places, from Europe, Hawaii, Alaska, all that, and it's impossible to pick a single place to be near everyone, right? That's literally impossible. So I think Indianapolis, in terms of the location, I think it was okay. It's kind of in the middle of where most of the player base is, which is, I would guess, the Americas, right? It's kind of smack down in the middle, but sort of east-ish. Even though it's in the Midwest, it's in the Eastern time zone, which that doesn't make too much sense to me. I don't know. I'm not that great in US geography, so if you guys can tell me why the heck it's in the Midwest, well, it's on the east side, please let me know in the comments down below. So anyways, in terms of the city, Indianapolis was okay-ish. I'd have to say it probably isn't my favorite city ever. It wasn't bad either. It just, there really isn't too much to it, and I'm sorry if Lady Brittany is watching this. I'm not trashing on Indy. I thought overall it was great, but it wasn't anything amazing, right? The event was amazing. The city was just okay. I'm just being 100% honest here. I'm sorry, but anyways, yeah, that was the location. So let's talk about the weather, I guess. The weather wasn't too bad. In terms of the weather, I mean, I guess we weren't down south in Texas or Florida or even Southern California. So overall, the weather was okay, and we got really lucky. On Saturday, I attended on Saturday. Right before the event started, we had a thunderstorm, and at first we thought, oh crap, it's a thunderstorm, it's gonna ruin our day, right? But actually it worked out for the better, since it actually got, made the day much cooler afterwards. The thunderstorm didn't last for too long, like, probably an hour or so after the event was supposed to start. It kind of calmed down, and then we started the event, and then they gave us an extra hour afterwards. So overall, I thought it was more of a, it worked out in our favor in terms of thunderstorm and stuff. So moving on, let's talk about the park. White River State Park was nice. It wasn't anything fancy. The place was beautiful. It was quite simple, and that's a good thing, because all day we were just running from one place to the other, back and forth. So it's really hard to get lost. And once you know, take a few strolls around the park, you kind of get where you know, all the things are. So that was pretty nice. So yeah, and in terms of all the structures that they had up, the tents and all that, the statues, all these structures, you know, the nifflers that they had around, the flying keys. Honestly, okay, here's what I think about them though. They look cool, for sure. But for FanFest attendees that, unlike me, you know, didn't come in early or didn't stay late, just had that little window of period to roam the park, I think it was kind of a waste, because most, like, no one had time for them. Honestly, no one had time to you know, sit down and actually enjoy these beautiful structures that they put up. No one had time. We were running around trying to get dragons, trying to get all these emergency severe spawns, finishing our missions. Even though it was 10 hours, we did not have time for that. At least I didn't, and most of the folks I was playing with did not have time to, you know, to just look at all those statues and stuff. So that was kind of a waste, I thought. And one other thing that I would say was kind of a downside was the food. The food didn't taste terrible, but oh my goodness, dude. I had a $5 pizza that was like this big. $5. $5. Wow. Very expensive. The food was very expensive. There was, however, food carts that were way further, that were more cheap and, you know, made more sense to buy. But at the time, like, my legs were like already gone. It was like 10 hours, right? When I actually went to get food, because, like, honestly, I should have gotten food earlier, but, like, I could not stop. So much stuff, so much excitement. Yeah, but by the time I actually went to get food, I couldn't walk that much longer. So yeah, the food was kind of expensive. So anyways, moving on. So you know, talking about the time we spent there, 10 hours is kind of weird. Like, it's too long, because, you know, walking for straight 10 hours, like, you know, I'm no marathon runner. I'm not an athlete. In fact, I actually have a birth defect, actually, which actually hurts my lungs a lot, which doesn't make me that great nor athletic in that sense. But yeah, 10 hours takes a toll. But then again, on the other hand, 10 hours also felt like it wasn't enough. Like, there was so much things to do. I wish the event was longer so I could get more spawns, more all that stuff. So it was weird. I don't really have a solution to this. I don't have a real opinion on this one either. So anyways, moving on to the actual meat of the event. So let's start with the dark detector spawn. So with all these people in the park, every inn was lit up with dark detectors, like non-stop, 3 dark detectors. And that really showed us how absolutely crazy dark detectors can be when they were used in such a mass quantity. Like, it literally is impossible to not see a severe or emergency every 20 seconds. Like, non-stop severe emergencies. And that kind of leads into my other point about that I'm about to make about dragons. So the dragons, I honestly didn't really care for. Like, sure, they're new, they're cool, they're regional exclusive. You should try to make the, you know, get as many as you can in Indianapolis. But I honestly didn't really care. Like, at the end, like, between a dragon or an emergency foundable that I don't have, I took the emergency foundable that I didn't have. So, like, if you guys check out my pages, as I mentioned before, I've prestiged so many of these. I got so many extremely hard to find emergency and severe ones. Like this page I prestiged because I just got a bunch of pensives and just straight up leveled this one. What else? I almost got the time turner done as well. There's just so many. Let's see, Wuthering World. Got a decent amount of willows, got a few flying cars, right? It was pretty crazy, like in terms of the spawns, non-stop severe emergencies. Yeah, it was pretty incredible. So, dragons, they're cool. I got some. Did I really care about prestiging it? Not really. I just wanted to get as many of these severes and emergency spawns that I can. So there's that. And they made it so good. Like, they not only made it so that they created a situation where a lot of emergencies and severes could spawn in just this one place. They also highly increased their return rate, so no one needed to use any potions. You could just like draw a really crappy spell and you could probably still return it. They don't run as often, really easy to return. So you didn't have to spend too much time on a severe emergency trade. And wow, it's just incredible. Like, I don't have the numbers, but it's like a 90% return rate on all those severes and emergencies. So that's pretty crazy. And also the spell energy that the ends were giving out, we were just overflowing with spell energy. Like, even though we're just non-stop returning foundables, like the spell energy just could not stop coming in. So that was crazy as well. In terms of, what we got, the EXP with the Brain Elixir, the Wizarding EXP, that was pretty crazy as well, especially with all those severes and emergencies around, like, non-stop, and like they were so easy to return. That was the meat of the event. That was basically the meat of the event, even though the main feature was dragons, but that was the most valuable part of the event, was all those severe and emergency spawns that were so easy to return. So, anyways, let's talk a bit about dragons. I kind of mentioned it, but again, dragons, they're okay, they're cool. Regional exclusive, not a huge fan of regional exclusives, but what can we do? So this was an opportunity to get these regional exclusives, and we did get them. Overall, they're kind of disappointing. Honestly, they look cool for sure. You get excited when you see them on the screen and they pop up. But they were a total pushover. Horned serpents are stronger than these dragons, honestly, which is kind of sad. So there's that, I guess. They're whatever. Dragons, again, they're cool, but they're not anything crazy. The dragon eggs, however, were really, really good. All you just have to do is just click on them and you'll just pick them up, and then you just get family XP for that. And I got a lot of these eggs, eh? So yeah, does it show? No, it doesn't tell you how many you picked up. Okay, never mind then. So yeah, dragon eggs were pretty crazy. Speaking of pretty crazy, the missions were really crazy. So we got 30 green books, 30 extra green books during the fan fest. That's a month's worth of just going ahead. The green books, I personally unlocked Vile Creatures and Spiders. Not that Spiders is any good. Vile Creatures is really good, but not the biggest boost for me, but for auras and professors, this is huge. Or for people who, missed a few brilliant events that started playing a bit later, this would be huge as well, even if you are a magicologist or whatever. So that was pretty crazy. Not only, the green books, the coins and all that. Like, here's the other thing about the event. They didn't make you spend any money, like, other than going to the event, obviously. Like, they gave you excess amounts of spell energy. You didn't need to use any potions other than the Brain Elixir. You didn't need to use any keys since the eggs were just on the ground. You didn't have to open port keys and all that. Basically they didn't want you to spend anything, and they were just giving you a bunch of stuff back. Obviously you have to spend, on the travel and all that, the ticket, but overall, nothing during the fan fest you really need to spend any money on, so that's pretty good, I guess. So, let's talk about some other stuff. So the merch tent, that was big L, I think. The merch tent was popular, like, the line was like 2 or 3 hours for the most of the time. Most of the WooTubers like just immediately gave up on the merch tent. No one really cared about it. Yeah, no one's. Okay, I take that back. A lot of people were, for some reason, missing out on hours of this godly spawns, intense spawns in the park, and lining up for some t-shirt, right? Maybe it's just me, I'm not the best dresser. I don't really care about any of that. It might just be because I'm biased in that way, if you guys are crazy about, I'm not saying they're bad, but like lining up 2 or 3 hours where there's freaking dragons in the park, come on. like, I don't know. So there's that as well. The merch thing, not a huge fan of. Hopefully they could have them available online later, or else I missed the merch stuff. Not too sad about it. Moving on, the giveaways and all that, the quizzes, the trivia, I loved them all. I really wished I could participate in one of those. That was one of my regrets of FanFest. I couldn't participate in one of those giveaways and stuff. But again, same thing with the merch. Got no time with that. And with the merch, the statues and all that, you know, the displays, I got no time for that. There's a billion McGonagalls, there's swooping evils all around the place waiting for me to go return. Like, I ain't got time for that. And as much as I'd like to participate in one, and I was, you know, no one, like, I actually tried to participate, but like, the folks who were hosting it, none of them called me on the stage, so it was kind of sad. I went to like quite a few, and none of them called me, so that's really sad. But, you know, that's that. I made the best of my timing, crafting a lot of severe and emergency spawns instead. So anyways, moving on to global missions. Global missions, I think, is where they kind of dropped the ball. Global missions overall, like, it was good. It was a good mission, but I think the communication part kind of got screwed up, which I guess is our fault as WooTubers and people, content creators for the game. I think it's our fault that we didn't make it as clear as it should be. For some reason, a lot of people, and I saw a lot of people mention this, that they thought the Chinese fireball thing, they were picking up Chinese fireball eggs because they wanted the Wizarding EXP bonus. And they didn't know that there was also the Day of the Dragon thing, which is separate from that. And that kind of screwed up everyone's plans for the dragons. Well, not everyone's plans. Specifically, the Americas, Greenland, I think Europe, and Africa got their dragons screwed up. We're all getting Chinese fireball, which does not help prestiging the page at all. And yeah, people are kind of pissed about that, but oh well, what can we do? So yeah, I think that part wasn't really communicated too well, and you know, I guess it's our fault, but we'll try to do better next time, I guess. So that's that, and yeah, I guess that's all I gotta say about the FanFest overall. So now, you know, making it a bit more personal, this FanFest was the first, I'd say, first like huge event I've ever been to, like ever. Like, I'm not, like, here's the thing, I'm not really good with people. I'm terrible trying to talk to people in real life, meeting folks. I don't do well in that department, I'd have to say. You know, I'm not great talking to people. I'm terrible at it, honestly. I'm terrible at making conversation. I say a lot of dumb stuff. And yeah, so like, I never go to events like these. I never gone to any cons. I've never went to any concerts. Like, even if my like favorite artist comes to town at really cheap tickets, my friend would be saying, hey, post J Chow's in Vancouver, do you want to go check him out? They're like, the tickets are only like 200 bucks. No, I'm not going. I love him to death. I do not want to go to his concert. There's too many people. I do not want to be in that place. So yeah, this was kind of new for me. I don't really usually go to places with a lot of people. Like, I'm terrible at socializing. Like, I literally have 0 friends in college. I don't speak to anyone. I just do my own thing. I go to my class. I, you know, learn whatever, and then I come back. I literally don't know a single person in my university, and I'm in my 3rd year, so I'm introverted to like an extreme. So this was new to me. How do I feel about it overall? I can't say it really changed too much for me. Of course, I enjoyed the event. The folks that I met. Let me see. You know, I'm being like totally honest with you guys when I'm actually thinking about, oh, were there any bad encounters? But no, overall, I'd have to say, I'm pretty sure everyone I met was just the greatest. Like, there was this person, we were in the Simon's Mall, I think a fashion mall, doing the giveaway, right? and it was some person who was working in the mall. I'm sorry, I did not get your name. It was like the best encounter of my life. Just some guy working at a mall running up to me. It was like, hey, aren't you Postman? I watch your Jurassic World Live videos, and that's, wow, it's you know, and it's just the sweetest person ever. And see, that's how terrible I am at socializing. I didn't get their name. I forgot to take a picture. I forgot, you know, I'm terrible at that. You know, I'm trying. So, anyways, again, for all the folks I've met, like even, like really, just really great people who come up to me, try to make conversation. And I mean, really thank you guys for actually coming up to me and talking to me, because otherwise it would be really hard for me to actually come and talk to you guys. I don't really do that a lot. Yeah, it's you know, it's kind of difficult for me. But yeah, overall, the people were great. The folks that you know, I've only chatted with online before. It's kind of crazy how, you know, I meet them in real life. Just a few shout outs for the folks who I can remember. Let's see, Doctor Who was great. Fantasy Stats Guru, it was really nice meeting you. Just all these folks, and like, and also the WooTubers that, you know, we chat online. Some of us met in LA before, but you know, and Fodder I've met a lot of times already. But you know, it's just great being with them in an event where, you know, we're playing the game, and it's just great, like having folks who know what the heck they're doing when fighting a 5-person fortress challenge. That's the best thing in the world, right? And that's just the best. And a lot of new folks who I've never known before, who've never known me before, and you know, it's just great interacting with these folks. I'd have to say, you know what, I take that back. I do change my mind on this. It does actually feel great actually interacting with folks who you actually have some stuff in common, which I guess I never really felt that way before. So it really is pretty nice. So would I do that more in the future? I don't know. It's still a work in progress, but overall it's great. So anyways, let's move on from that topic. About the event. The event was great. Like my personal account is just it's just pretty crazy. Like, I have a theory that they made this FanFest so good so that global players can kind of catch up to the beta players from Australia and New Zealand. Like, oh my goodness, all the stuff I prestiged, like all the stuff I put on, it's just pretty crazy. Like, again, I've ever went through most of these, but like the amount of McGonagalls I saw, the amount of Dumbledores I've saw that I would probably ever see were pretty crazy. Like, I think I only had like 1 or 2 beforehand, and like boom, we just got like 8 fragments over here. Hermione, I saw a lot of Hermione, McGonagalls. So overall that was great. Mad Zoologist, come on. I'm still running for Mad Zoologist captain. I think I have a pretty good resume. Like, we got this done, level 13 Mad Zoologist. I don't take any damage anymore with a professor, right? I maxed out one of my Mad Zoology pages, so please do consider supporting me for the captain of Mad Zoologist. But anyways, overall, I really enjoyed my time in Indianapolis. Thank you guys, like, all for just making the experience much more better. Like, I usually go to places, I do a lot of alone stuff, right? You know, if there were ever like an event I would really like, honestly, the first community day, I just went by myself to a mall, didn't really talk to anyone. I think I saw like 1 or 2 people maybe playing the game at the mall as well. I didn't really approach them. It just really isn't my thing. And you know, I probably should just find ways to, you know, get more folks to actually play on this game with more. Like, there are certainly folks in Vancouver who play the game, and yeah, it's just nice actually talking to people who are also passionate about the same thing that you're passionate about. So anyways, I'm going on for a bit too long. I'm starting to ramble again, which I know you guys hate. So anyways, that's gonna be it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like if you guys did. Let me know if you attended the Fan Fest, what you guys thought about the event. And if you didn't, you know, let me know if you what you thought of the event. Because you know, all I've been getting were feedbacks of folks who did attend the event. I actually don't know how the folks how folks who didn't attend the event feel about the event. So let me know as well about that in the comments down below. And again, subscribe to the channel. By the way, as of recording this, I am 6,992 subscribers, like 8 short from 7,000. Not sure if I will get to 7,000 when this is posted, but if I do, that's pretty cool. If I don't, I'm sure I'll get there someday. So anyways, again, thank you guys for watching, supporting my channel. Thank you guys, everyone who's came out in Indianapolis, you know, and actually, you know, played the game with me and enjoyed the game with me. So again, thank you guys for the billionth time already in this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.